Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Just Another Talk. Welcome to 2025. I'm grateful to have made it here. It's been a little bit since I made a video, but so many things have happened. I don't even know where to start. I guess the easiest place to start is Biden pardoned everybody, even motherfuckers who didn't do anything. To me, that's a bit fishy, but who am I? I'm not a detective or a cop. Who says we should trust me? Who says we should trust cops? It doesn't matter. That's not the point of the video. Regardless, my point is, and even though this video is not about Fauci and the fact that he got pardoned, still a little fishy. Let's address the main elephant in the room. Welcome to the United States of America, also known as the United States of Trump, because Trump has been taking names and kicking ass.
Daddy. Come here. You know the drill.
Uh-oh.
First, he decides to go at Panama and say, hey, we gave it to you for $1 a long time ago, and it wasn't me who gave it to you, but I kind of want it back, or else we're going to punch you in the throat. Then he goes to Greenland, which does have precious minerals that could be of good use for, I don't know, electric vehicles, which makes sense if China's trying to get their own land rights to start drilling in Greenland. But Trump gets in the way and says, oh, no, we need Greenland, we'll buy it, or we'll take it. Again, in true Trump fashion, whether you like it or not, he's getting shit done. I don't know if I agree or disagree with the Greenland stuff. Some people say, oh, it's fine, I'm 50-50. The cultures are different, but let it be known, technically, Greenland is a colony of Denmark. So therefore, if Trump is really as smart as he says, could he be approaching this from a perspective of like, hey, we're going to free you from your colonizers? Regardless, he has the Dems up in arms. So it's funny to watch. They're running around like their house is on fire. Oh, wait. Which is another topic we definitely got to get to. But let's continue on our list. Trump also got a ceasefire between Israel and Palestine, or also known as Hamas. The people like to use human shields. Take it as you may, both sides are blowing each other up. And Trump says, hey guys, knock that shit off or I'm coming in the room. I don't know about y'all, but it sounds like when you're making a bunch of ruckus in the house and you just hear your dad say, don't make me come in there. Well,
Hey! I know y'all not in that toilet. Y'all better not be in that toilet.
Israel and Palestine said, whoa, we don't want Trump to come in here. No, we're good, nothing here. We're going to go ahead and start negotiating these peace talks. And some people are going to say, oh, well, it started with Biden. You're right, and I agree with you. Did he fall asleep midway through the meeting? I don't know if you noticed, but they were kind of blowing each other to smithereens. Regardless, Trump said knock it off, and it seems like they're knocking it off. Now let's move on to the meltdown that happened of TikTok. People were going nuts. They were losing their shit.
And to the U.S. government, I'm never forgiving you for this. And I'm never going to trust you ever again because you just, like that, took away millions of people's income and livelihood. And who does that?
My food big TikToks. All the cute guys on TikTok.
I have no idea how I'm gonna survive. This app was literally supposed to be my way out.
Get on Snapchat and Instagram. Yes, it is. Is you over there crying for real?
Realizing that TikTok was going to be banned in a few hours, and it was truly banned. And then, lo and behold, Trump gets in the office and he says, let me give you that 75-day pause, and how about we find somebody who wants to buy it and they own half of it with us, the U.S. Which, as you guys know, on this channel, I like to shoot straight. That is weird, and I'm not okay with that. A government owning 50% of a social media site, I don't agree with that, whether Trump's our president or whether Kamala would have been our president. I don't care. I don't want the government and social media. The censorship will go through the roof if that happens, and it'd probably be worse than it was previous to 2020. Bringing TikTok back great. I'm glad people can monetize. I felt like it was choking a little bit, your First Amendment speech, because, oh, we're gonna ban TikTok. We have other harmful substances and things that are on our streets and just overall practices in our government that suck. And this is where we're gonna stop, a social media site. But you know I always like to find something good in this, and at least we could see that when Congress really wants something, they will put their fucking pants on and they will get it done, because they banned TikTok and they were not playing. We should probably take note of that and save that for later as possibly some leverage to see if we can get some shit done for all of us. But hey, I'm not here to tell you what to do. And on to the next point. Trump also decides to pardon all the January 6ers, and I don't really have a problem with this one. I don't really care as much. I do think that there were some people who assaulted cops, and I know, if I'm not misunderstanding, they were also let go. If you look at the scheme of things, at least Trump pardoned people who had been convicted and had either been sentenced or being prepared to be sentenced, versus if you compare the pardons of Biden, again, not to beat on a dead horse, but pardon a bunch of people who hadn't done anything, or we haven't found any evidence of them doing anything, but now there's no point in looking, because even if you do find something, they're pardoned. It's just a weird way to use a pardon, but regardless, that's then, this is now. And last but not least, this part of the video is about the LA fires, and that situation is first and foremost a horrible thing to happen. It's the thought of so many people losing their houses and their livelihood is saddening. This is definitely a time to come together and see how we can all help, because that is truly a disaster, just as well as Helene was a disaster in North Carolina, which some people are still not recovered there either, and we should all try to help our local community and people in general. A lot of people have said Trump has tried to make the fires political, which I can actually see that perspective, but I disagree, because part of what he's doing, which I think is what resonates so much with everyday people, is just calling out the bullshit, calling out the hypocrisy.
We are 100% committed to getting this neighborhood rebuilt again. You mentioned a couple of things in terms of us expediting. So I signed executive directives right away so that we could cut the red tape, we could get people back building as fast as possible, and we're going to continue doing that.
Mayor, the one thing is they are saying they will not be allowed to start for 18 months.
No, that will not be the case.
Okay, I just hope
that
you're
will
right.
not, you can hold me to it.
There's 4 groups said that.
No.
That would be, they should be able to do it. They should be able to start tonight.
That will not be the case. You know, first we have to take care to make sure that there's not getting rid of the hazardous waste, cleaning things up so that people can start right away. And just like you said, if somebody had their house was destroyed and they're going to rebuild essentially the same, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit higher, they really shouldn't have to go through much of a process. So I want you to know that we are expediting that. We absolutely need your help. We need the federal help. You're a builder.
You've got it, I told you. You will have no permit problem. There will be 0 delay.
And I think Trump really conveys a perspective that an everyday person like you and I can get. And just like you and I can understand that perspective, you know, the richest person in the room or the smartest person in the room can understand it as well. That's why I feel like so many people gravitate towards Trump and so many people speak highly of Trump. It's also the reason that I believe all these attacks on him failed. And I'm not trying to, beat a dead horse or, talk about old things, but what he does in this interview just literally makes me think this is why people voted for Trump. He's going to call you out on your bullshit. So if you don't know, the mayor of LA, Karen Bass, she is a black lady, unfortunately. If you don't know, she's not very bright, and she's done this to herself. First and foremost, she was actually in Ghana when the fires were rolling through the Palisades, and she actually got back, and most people have seen this video where she was questioned coming off of the plane, waiting for the plane, if I'm not mistaken, and she didn't give any answers.
Madam Mayor, David Blevins from Sky News in the UK. Fire chiefs say that they're really stretched to the limit and running out of water. What have you got to say to that? Have you no response to that? Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
That made her look bad. Not only that, but when she ran for mayor of LA, she said, I would not take these kind of trips She's taken, I think it's somewhere like 5 trips internationally. You know, she even ran on saying, hey, you know, your mayor shouldn't be taking international trips, which I agree. There's no need for you to be in Ghana, even if you're celebrating the presidential election, I think it was, or the king, or whatever it was. I know it was a ceremony, but your interests are in LA, and there were wind advisories before she left, and this was a hot topic. Not to mention the overall climate in California with budgeting for the homeless, as well as the cutting of spending for firefighters, and then also not taking care of the forest and doing things like they do in Finland, where they remove a lot of the dead foliage. And so all of these things amounted to a large-scale problem, which I think unfolded in this interview. And I'm going to play a clip for you guys.
What I'm saying is get the city, get the state to give you immediate 24-hour permits. These people are going to build their own homes. They're going to get them built fast. Yeah. How many of the people, could I ask you one question? How many of the people, what are people going to do for financing? What are people going to do? How many people can build a home, a percentage-wise, like where they don't have to go out and get funds? Some people are just not going to be able to rebuild their home because they have a beautiful home, but they don't have cash, right? So what are people looking to do in that case?
Even in this clip, you see, oh, we're trying to do it safely. You have an area that has been burnt down to the ground, so much so that even the schools in the area are burnt down. People have nothing else to do. And you want it to be safe first. If you notice, compared to how Trump is speaking, where he's giving you points, like telling you, hey, 18 months is too long. You should let these people start doing the cleaning immediately. Prime example number 1 of what I was saying. We are expediting that. We are working as hard as we can. We have to get rid of the possible hazards. And again, she's speaking in vague terms, even though he may say some outlandish things, but he gives you something you can chew on. Hey, it shouldn't take 18 months. She's like, no, we will expedite it. Okay, how are you going to expedite it? What are you doing to expedite it? Are you hiring more people to take care of the paperwork? Are you cutting through the red tape? Like, give me more than just a beautiful statement that you could say to me and you could say to some complete random stranger, and we're going to interpret it 2 different ways. But when you give me a statement with, we're going to do X and Y and Z to make things move faster, and we'll counter this, and this with that and this, you're giving me points where it's like, all right, well, now we have to see if your plan comes to fruition, if it works. Otherwise, we're just pissing into the wind. Regardless, let's continue.
It's what everybody said.
Well, and let me just tell you that we are going to do everything we can, slashing regulations, expediting everything so that people can begin the process right away. You know, we have the Disaster Recovery Center on Pico and Westwood. We have building and safety there. People are already contacting the local agencies. We're bringing our city departments together so that people don't get caught in the loop of going from one room to the next. We want them all to be in the same room so that you can get busy rebuilding ASAP. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And we will clear the lots, absolutely, in the city and in the county. We are working together. Both levels of government are working in unity.
6 months
Exactly.
is no good.
And the number one thing that we are going to do immediately, and you will see this happen, is to clear out the debris. And you know, we're concerned right now over the weekend because of the potential rain, but we are going to move as fast as we can, but we want you to be safe, and we want you to be back in your homes immediately.
But the people are willing to clean out their own debris. It doesn't
Yes,
cost
and
a
they
lot.
can,
You
and
should
they are
let them
able
do
to-
it because
No,
by the
they
time you
can do
hire
that.
contractors, it's
Right.
going to be 2 years.
If a family...
People are willing to get a dumpster and do it themselves and clean it out.
And they can
There's
do
not
that.
that much left. It's all incinerated.
That's right.
And, you know, it's just going to take a long time if you do. You can do some of it, but a lot of these people, I know that guy right there that's talking. I know my people. You'll be on that thing tonight, throwing the stuff away, and your site it'll look perfect within 24 hours, and that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to wait around for 7 months till the city hires some demolition contract
If
that's going to
individuals
charge him
want to build-
$25,000 to do his lot.
Yeah.
I think you have emergency powers just like I do, and I'm exercising my emergency powers. You have to exercise them also.
I did exercise them.
Because I looked,
signed
I
an
mean, you have a
emergency
very powerful
declaration.
emergency power, and you
Yes.
can do everything within 24 hours.
Yes. And if individuals want to clear out their property, they can. Well, yes, but you know that you will be able to go back soon.
Mr. President.
We think within a week.
That's a long time, a week. I'll be honest. To me, everyone's standing in front of their house. They want to go to work, and they're not allowed to do it.
And the most
a
important
week
thing
is
is
a
for
long
people
time.
to be safe.
They're safe. They're safe. You know what? They're not safe. They're not safe now.
And there you have it in real time, how she flip-flops. Now, there's a part of that video that I did cut out where you can't hear what people are saying to her. They are countering her counter to what Trump said. The person who's on that list for the 18 months, the first person who gets it done is happy, but imagine being the last person. Yeah, wait 18 months, that doesn't make sense. But you have in real time how she says one thing, is countered, and then says, well, you know, we're working on it. We're moving as fast as it can. Well, a week. Like, why does it take a week? I get that there might be some hazards and things that we're worried about. Why not educate the civilians of that area and tell them what to look out for? Why not try to create a faster method or multiple methods, you know, outside of just asking the Army Corps of Engineers, which I think is a great ask. Obviously, the mayor's not thinking about is the logistical effort that it will take to undergo this. And now you have Trump here in a manner speak about a guy in the crowd saying, hey, that's my guy. He wants to be tomorrow with a dumpster picking up his shit, and in 24 hours, his land is clear. And guess what? When he says that, I know what he's talking about, because I would be that person. And as somebody who has experience in the construction field, I completely understand the red tape and all of the bureaucracy that is put in front of you that is a lot of times unnecessary. And I've said it plenty of times. Anybody who knows me personally or has seen me speak at events has heard me say every issue I've ever had with a federally funded program that is managed by the government or has oversight by the government always has the admin portion of the program dictating how contractors do their work. In construction, that should never be a thing. Someone who's not in construction cannot make rules and regulations about how construction should be done. It causes a lot of red tape, and I run into it all the time. So in this particular instance, I immediately can identify what Trump is saying. I can immediately identify Mayor Bass as the person who is the government official and uses these words where, oh, it will be there soon enough. Just give us some time. We're working diligently to move faster, to create better processes. Like, what the fuck does that mean? What are you doing? Like, I don't care about your working diligently. What are you doing to have this problem not happen again? I can give you a prime example. Payments through federally funded program take forever. And the last program I dealt with took over 23 days to pay me out for a project that took 4 days to do. There's no way there should be this level of time for a payment. A lot of small businesses can't do something today and not get paid for 23 days. There are some businesses that can do it, but there's not a lot. And that's what makes government contracting even harder. All of the red tape and all the unnecessary things where they have a revolving door of employees or just an overall culture of employees who think the buck stops with them. It's like, no, you're supposed to facilitate this shit moving faster. It's like, come on guys, we've all experienced it. You ever been at a government office, regardless of whether it's state or federal, and they're just assholes? Like, dude, what are you mad about? You get all the holidays, you get good pay, you get pension, you get Medicare, you get vacation. Like, what the? Come on. Help me. Help myself so I can get out of your hair. And I gotta be annoying you, and you can get back to whatever bullshit you talk about in the office. I've dealt with enough building code to completely understand this, and I can only imagine what it would be like to have to build in Cali. These last 20 some odd days, 25 days or so into January have been insane. I can only imagine how the next 75 are gonna go, and the overall first 100 days of Trump in office. He's already caused some people to crash out.
I just want to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked.
I heard someone say, I didn't vote for Trump because I wanted him to be nice or polite or all these other things that we create as human beings in society to make ourselves feel better about the fact that if you put us in a corner, self-preservation always wins. Regardless of who our president is, I think we should feel that way, and we should always want the place that we live and we're from to do better and be better than yesterday. I think that was a powerful, and that's not verbatim, but it's basically what he said, and I completely agree. And so it's going to be an interesting 75 more days. I'm really curious to see what happens. I'm curious about what you guys think. I want to hear your opinion. Drop a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget the merch store is open, and we're working on some big developments, so stay tuned. We're going to have some things happening here, just another talk that I'm pretty sure you guys are going to enjoy. So until next time.